These guys here, this guy, this guy, they think you're fucking retarded. You might be. I don't know. With that being said, you may not be as dumb as they think you are. Let me explain what I'm talking about here. Yeah, I'll catch you in another clip. Like I said, maybe you are. Maybe they're just getting away with all of it. And you and I can't do anything. We just have to watch and wait until we vote next year. And then it might stop a little bit. Because let me tell you what they did. Their game plan. How they got us as citizens used to this type of thing, and then got us used to other similar type things. And now it's just the new norm, and now we can go into a sovereign country and abduct their leader. Their illegitimate leader, but still their leader. And when the press asks about, well, what about the opposition leader, the leader that won? Trump says, no, we're probably not going to work with her. She stole his Nobel Peace Prize, so, we're probably not going to work with that lady. She's got a lot to learn. But what we're going to do is take the woman who's related to Maduro, I believe, that's in charge of the regime. We're going to work with her. Why would we work with her when the same war crimes and issues that happened under Maduro happened under her too? And when you really start to think about this stuff, it was never about drugs. It was never about keeping our country safe or protecting trade routes in the ocean. And it was about oil. Because Venezuela sits on the largest untapped oil reserves in the entire world. Because they don't have the ability to go and extract and refine and ship that oil. But oil companies do. And guess who heard about this removing of Maduro? Before Congress, before you and I, before any bloggers or media outlets, the oil companies. They heard about this before you and I did, so they could start putting their tankers in ocean waters near Venezuela to refine the oil that's in the ground on a tanker and ship it across the world. Sounds a little fucked up, right? Like, what if someone came to the US, kidnapped Trump, put him on trial for war crimes? What if someone went to Netanyahu and picked him up and took him to the international court and made him face the allegations of, and true allegations of, oppression and genocide and all of these things that he's been doing? Well, people would freak the fuck out. That's never going to happen. So, what are we going to do? We're just going to sit around and wait and watch, and maybe I'll make a video or two, and then the headline changes, and we just move on. Because guess what happened the night that this attack on Caracas occurred? The Department of Justice that just released redacted Epstein files that they weren't supposed to release. That night that this attack occurred in Caracas, they were due to send an explanation to Congress about all of the redactions that occurred, why they occurred, because they weren't supposed to redact documents for political insufferability or shame, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, in these tens of thousands of pages of documents that aren't, they're black. You can literally scroll for like 160 pages and it's just black text, and then maybe there's a case at the bottom, grand jury testimony, whatever. They never turned that report in, where they were supposed to tell us what they exactly redacted and why, because the only redactions that were supposed to occur were to affect victims. So, I've been sitting on this footage for a couple weeks now. I think so much of this stuff is just unbelievable, but I don't think as like a collective we shouldn't not believe it, because it's a strategic playbook. It's distraction. It's anything that you can think of. Your phone is designed to keep you distracted because the social media companies on your device profit off of you being stuck on their apps. And, this isn't like a conspiratorial, like, get out of the matrix thing. Like, I think just as consumers, like, we need to hold people accountable, hold the people that are supposed to be, our leaders and represent us accountable. And, like I said, I think a lot of this is distraction. I think it's, you're busy. Your phone is designed to keep you, occupied. You shouldn't read. You shouldn't, all of these things. And then, people have their own shit going on. Like, you have a life. I have a life. Shitty things happen, shitty things happen to people that we don't like. And, you may disagree with some people. You may disagree with me. But, the fact of the matter is they do not. I'm holding a knife as if this is threatening. They don't give a fuck about us. They never have. And so I just think it's important to speak up. And, Trump may think you're retarded. JD Vance may think you're retarded. They may think that they can get away with things. I truly believe that this second kind of coming of Trump pause is going to go down in history books as the beginning of the end for the democracy that we have, the beautiful experiment that we've had. And we can try to change it from within the system currently, but when the system's so corrupt, when the Department of Justice can't comply with congressional acts, when the executive branch invades countries, and then talks about invading a NATO ally, ICE, fucking Gestapo in the streets, killing innocent people, a mother, that happened in between the recordings of these clips. It's fucking crazy. We need to hold these people accountable. I know this is just a fucking YouTube video, an Instagram short, whatever. But right now, in my capacity, this is like how I feel that I can contribute something positively, because I've always been very tuned into this stuff. You know, I've always been very politically motivated and inclined, and I don't think everybody is, because that's just not what their interest is, and you know, they're distracted, like I've said. You know, you'd rather fucking play Candy Crush or whatever than worry about the political and economic state of the world right now. So yeah, this clip is, you know, like I said, I've been sitting on this footage for a couple weeks, and I can't believe what the fuck I'm witnessing, but at the same time I can. And I'm ready to do something about it, and I hope that this content is helpful for you in some way, or you can be critical of it, whatever your opinion may be, but this is the way that I'm going to stand up and fight. And so thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you like this, let me know. If you don't, let me know too. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Thank you for your time, your eyes, your ears. Sorry I was cutting cauliflower while you were, you know, watching me. So anyways, take care, be safe, and stand the fuck up. Let's give a fuck, right? Let's cause a problem, because I think that's the only way forward at this point. So thank you. Have a good night.